So LaMelo Ball went third. This season has been a total wreck. LaMelo has sprained his ankle badly twice. I don't think we have much doubts about him. It was a great pick by the Hornets. We'll see where his career goes because the Hornets are not in a good position, and I think they really, really need to get lucky in this draft and get picks 1 or 2.
Yeah.
Because I don't like the direction that they're heading.
I mean, I think the question about LaMelo is, can he be the best player on a good team? And we haven't had a chance to find out yet.
He's super talented. And he's a way better shooter than I and other people thought he was going to be. And I don't think there's much to say there. Okay. Bulls drafted Patrick Williams 4th. This has been rough. He basically missed like 80% of his second year because of injury. This year he's come in, they've he was a starter as a rookie, but their team wasn't very good. They invested a lot in him in being a starter this year, and he has just been a very average player. He's averaging 9 points. He's shooting 45% from the field, and there are plenty of times where he does not play the key minutes down the stretch of the game. He's only averaging 25 minutes a game, which is low for a starter. Billy Donovan at times just hasn't shown a whole lot of trust in him. And look, when Arturas Karnisovas drafted him at 4, he picked over some guys because he thought that this guy could have been the kind of two-way wing with size, combo forward with size, that could be like a difference-making player. Same sort of physical makeup as a Kawhi Leonard. That's what they were attracted to. And Bontemps, it has not happened. And
he's contributed more than Kawhi has this year. What are you talking about?
That's true. That's true. Kawhi last night missed his 108th out of his last 113 Clipper games. Patrick Williams has been a disappointment in Chicago. There's no other way to put it. He's a fine player, but he's not special. And they thought they had a special player here.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I'd say he's a fine player at this point. He's been a below average player really to this point in his career when he's been on the court. So, I mean, yeah, it's not much of a debate really. I mean, he hasn't been what they needed him to be and really hasn't been close to it. And you look at where their roster was at, this was the one swing piece they had to really take a leap forward with the group they put together. And it does not look like it's panning out that way.
Now, Halliburton was a guy that could have gone here. I'm not so sure that Halliburton was ever going 1 or 2, but Halliburton could have gone here.
Yeah, from here to where he got picked, he was in play at every pick. It wasn't, this isn't one of those things where like people, it's not like Desmond Bain, who was, somewhere in the back half of the first round. It's like, oh, why didn't he get taken 5th? Like,
or he wasn't Maxey.
Right. Those guys were not looked at as lottery picks. Tyrese Halliburton, literally every pick in that draft was, when is this guy going to go from 4 at minimum 5 to Cleveland until 12? And they kept showing him on TV. Is this going to be the pick he goes? No. All right. What about this one? What about this one? What about this one? And he would have looked good in all those places.
And of course, the team that did draft him ended up trading him, which we'll get to that. So Isaac Okoro goes 5th. It's been a rough season for Isaac Okoro in Cleveland. They are so badly need some production from the wing on that roster.
It's the one hole on that roster.
Yeah. And he's having a terrible year. He's having a terrible year.
It's hard to watch. Like, I actually was in Cleveland last week, as you know, and he got a wide open look in the corner and just like, I think dented the rim. And then whether it was the next possession, a couple possessions later, wide open in the corner, he fumbles it out of bounds. And you could just see, it was like, if he was thinking, oh God, when I catch the thing, I have to shoot it. I mean, it's painful to watch him offensively.
He's shooting 20% from 3-point range as a win.
And here's the thing. He shot 35% on threes last year. And his confidence has steadily eroded during his career offensively. And so he's shooting worse. He's being more hesitant. And what's happening is teams are just not even guarding him.
Right.
He's
the Cavs
basically
had a
Andre
game-
Roberson at this point.
Yeah, but
Even
here's
if
the
he
thing.
even if he makes one, nobody cares if he makes it because they don't expect him to make another one.
I agree, but Roberson was a more impactful defender because at least on the Cavs, what the Cavs really need is okay, if you're not going to get it done offensively, defensively, they need somebody to be physical on the perimeter. And he's just not big enough. He's 6'5", and he would be, like anybody who's 6'5" in the NBA, you wish he was 6'8". So against Toronto the other night, Cleveland played against Toronto, and Nick Nurse, who's known for, having inventive defensive schemes, basically was playing almost like a playoff defense on the Cavs and put Okoro's man in the way of Donovan Mitchell.
And what did Donovan
On
do in the
every
game?
drive.
He shot 3 for 11 and was a non-factor.
He had 8 points. Now it was the third game in 4 nights. Could have contributed to it, but all right.
But
So
it's
anyway,
just the point
Okoro,
that it doesn't matter that he's on the court. That's a disastrous
Right.
pick. It was a disastrous thing
All
for them to pick up his option for next year, frankly.
I don't know about that. You've said that to me privately. He didn't have the worst year last year, but this year he's been awful. I don't know what to say. And they've had to start him and play him a little bit. The other day when they played against Toronto because of other injuries that they had, he started off the game defending. Well, Scotty Barnes didn't start, but Scotty Barnes came in the game. Or no, he started off the game defending Pascal Siakam. He's a decent defender, but he can't defend Pascal Siakam.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN Plus.